summer, I went with Mommy, Brother Sawyer, and Grandpa to Winnipeg, so Sawyer could run in the Manitoba Marathon. Mommy, Sawyer, and I left Edmonton on Thursday after Sawyer was done work and drove to Alex to Grandpa's house. I couldn't wait to get out of the car to see Grandpa. After we said hi to Grandpa, Mommy told Sawyer to take me for a walk on the nature trail around Alex Lake, so I would be tired for the long car ride to Winnipeg. Sawyer and I started along the path. I had to inspect all the trees along the way. When we got to the first bench, we rested a while. We studied the map and looked at the pretty scenery. It's about 6 kilometers around the lake, and I was pretty tired from all my exploring, so I decided to lead Sawyer back to Grandpa's house. I needed to save my strength for the Manitoba Marathon. I like cuddling Grandpa, and even slept with him and Sawyer for a while. The next morning, Mommy was rushing about and telling us to hurry and get ready for the long car ride. I told Sawyer I was born ready, but Grandpa still had to pack. Imagine that. We left Grandpa's house around 6:30 in the morning. Yes, sir, a nice early start. Nothing could stop us now. Mommy, Grandpa forgot his pills. Well, we got back to Alex, and Grandpa collected his pills. Well, let's give this another try and see if we get any farther this time. This time we made it. We crossed over into Saskatchewan and then into Manitoba. It was taking so long to get to Manitoba. Mommy's eyes felt strained. So we stopped at Auntie Frances and Uncle Terry's house for a rest. And guess what? 2 cats live with them. A small tabby named Sunny and a big giant black cat named Lucky, who was bigger than me. I usually ignore kitties, but this one was enormous! We had a staring contest, and guess what? It was a tie! Grandpa wanted to get going, so after a short visit, we continued on to Winnipeg. Sawyer drove in the dark. I never had a car ride in the dark before. I was very worried when we had to detour off the perimeter highway and got lost in Winnipeg. We finally got to Winnipeg at 3 in the morning. After a quick greeting from Auntie Char and Bob, we went straight to bed. 19 hours on the road makes you very tired. In the morning, Mommy and me could hear Auntie Charlene, Uncle Darryl, and Bob moving about, so we hurried up to join them. I was so excited, I jumped right up on the couch to say hi to Auntie Char Char. Did you miss me, Auntie Char Char?
Good morning, Bandit. Perhaps you need some remediation in orienteering after getting lost on your way to my humble abode.
Don't worry, Bob. I like to sleep when we're traveling in the car. I leave all the navigating up to Sawyer.
Very well, Bandit. Make yourself at home.
I decided to try out Bob's bed. When I was rooting around in his bed, I was surprised to see Bob's Froggy. I thought I had destroyed Froggy for Bob last year, but somehow Froggy looked like new, although he seemed smaller than I remembered. Froggy must have went to the hospital to get all better. I told Bob, don't need to worry. I'll take care of Frog permanently this time. After a bit, David and Sawyer came upstairs. Bob gave his boy a smooch. I gave him one too. I love you, David. I'm a good boy. Do you love me? At lunchtime, Auntie Char had a cake for Grandpa and Mommy, and we sang them happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mom. Happy birthday to you.
When we sent silly old Daddy the pictures, he didn't know what the numbers on the cake were for. But even Bob and I know the numbers were for Grandpa and Mommy's ages. Bob and his family were supposed to come down to Alberta to surprise Grandpa for his 80th birthday. But then Mommy and Daddy got COVID, so the surprise party plans were cancelled. Oh well, we had a double celebration in Winnipeg instead. After the festivities, Bob and I took everyone for a walkie.
Bandit, while you're on the walkie, you must be alert and patrol the perimeter of your property to protect it from intruders. I'll show you how it's done. Holy hell!
My goodness, Bob, you almost caught that birdie. Let's have a look at that again in slow motion.
The trick is to get up to speed so as to come upon the prey unawares. In this case, the birdie was too quick and gained flight before I got to it. Jolly good show on his part, though. Well, Bandit, the birdie got away. Time to head home for some R&R.
What's R&R, Bob?
Rest and relaxation, you ninny.
That night, Grandpa broke his toe on the spare bed. Ouch! The spare bed used to be Auntie Char and Uncle Daryl's bed, but they moved it into David's old room because both her and Uncle Daryl had broken their toes on the very same bed. Now they have a new bed! Grandpa is tough as old hickory and ran the 10K race the next day at 80 years old with a broken toe and finished the race no problem! In the morning, it was Father's Day and the Manitoba Marathon. We got up at the crack of dawn and had breakfast. Then Sawyer got ready for the marathon, and Uncle Daryl, David, and Grandpa got ready for the 10K. We said goodbye and wished them luck. While they were gone, Bob found a sunny place for us to have a nap. Strange that Bob didn't stay there long after I joined him. We also napped outside in the front of Bob's house. It was a beautiful day. When Sawyer, David, Uncle Darrell, and Grandpa came home, they had new collars with bright medals around their necks. Kinda like the collar Daddy got me when I was adopted. Bob told me he has a collection of medals from being a knight in the Loyal Order of the Dog Collar. The next day it was a hot 40 degrees Celsius. Auntie Shar stayed home to supervise me and Bob while everyone else went visiting. I started missing my mommy and daddy. Maybe everyone was lost and couldn't find their way back to Auntie Shar's house. So I sang Auntie Shar, the I Miss Mummy song, as loudly as I could. Oh, where is Mommy? Oh, where is Mommy? Oh,
Bandit, quit that infernal caterwauling! You're driving me crazy!
I had lots of fun on my trip for the Manitoba Marathon, but the time had come to start to head back to Edmonton. I would like to thank Auntie Shar, Uncle Darrell, and David, who did their utmost to make our trip wonderful. And I would like to thank my mentor, Cousin Bob, for showing me the ropes. I'm glad to be back in Edmonton, where I can relax in the backyard and not worry about defending the perimeter from intruders. The only intruders we get here are food delivery people who bring us bags of wonderful num-nums. Till we meet again, everyone keep safe and well.